folks. My heart is still asleep, guys, but my spirit is willing. Good morning. Let's hang out. Why not? I've chosen to kind of pare down my week. I post a long form video most every day except Sundays. That's my day off. I don't post at all on Sundays, no shorts, no nothing. But Thursdays, I wanted to start doing a morning live hangout maybe with y'all, sometimes with a specific product to review or a specific topic to talk about. But sometimes we're just going to eat some breakfast, chill a bit, say hello, maybe answer some questions, and hang out. So that's what we're doing today. We're nothing specific to do, to review. Just from me to you, the fluffy guy, half asleep, and we're ready to hang out. So, don't really have a long form video planned for Thursdays these days. We'll put out shorts on Thursdays. I've been paring down the shorts a little bit throughout the regular week in lieu of the long form videos. Trying to change things up a little bit. And these vertical lives seem to do all right. So, what do we got? We got just a simple little Sammy. I've shared this kind of thing with y'all before, but all the gas station has breakfasts around the South, and they have quite extensive. Sometimes they even have chicken fingers and burritos and pizzas and all sorts of things that you can get even at breakfast. But they often have the biscuits, etc., the link sausages, the bacons, all the good stuff, right? I'm sure they're like that everywhere, not just in the South. But all the, where I'm getting at is all the biscuits that they have typically always are just sad and fall short to being worthy, in my opinion. I'm probably spoiled, as I mentioned, from my mother, who made her fresh cat head buttermilk biscuits. And I'm kind of spoiled on those, even though I don't get those as much as I used to. But if you're interested in learning how to make fresh cat head biscuits from scratch, my mother is the best at that. And she has helped. We did several videos where we did cooking videos with her. Cooking with Nanny. Even though she's my mom, she's 85 years old now. Still getting around. Cancer didn't beat her. COVID didn't beat her. And she's got a little cart and, wheeling around, but she's still getting around. But we did, peach cobbler, cooking with Nanny. So we learned how to cook our peach cobbler. We made dill pickles with Nanny on the channel. We learned how to make her salmon patties and her fresh biscuits and all sorts of awesome food things. So you should check those out. They've been the last couple of years. Haven't really done that many lately with Nanny, but you got to check out those videos with my cooking with my mom. Good morning, Disco Bob. This man is active. He is always doing the food reviews and just having a good time. Good morning. Thanks for hanging out. Hello. Yeah, we're just hanging out, trying to do a little breakfast mukbang. So, like I was saying, the gas station breakfast fare is always sad. But I like bacon. Everything's better with bacon. Life, indeed, is better with bacon, and I dare you dispute it. I just like to get a basic sandwich. Like a good old-fashioned either wheat or white bread, preferably wheat if they've got it, but most often not. Just a sad little Sammy. Bacon sandwich. Usually just meat only. It's pretty cheap, straightforward, Sometimes they do a lot with bacon when they feel generous, and sometimes they're not. Now, what do you put on a just average? Bacon is definitely for the win. Hey, guy. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We're just having a sandwich. So, I've got to have a little bit of mayo. I don't know. There's just something about the flavor of mayo. Not a whole lot of mayo. I'm not a big, huge mayo fan. But I want to have a little bit of mayo and a little bit of ketchup. That's my go-to for my bacon sandwich. Now, what would be ideal, honestly, on this is a slice of fresh tomato with a little salt and pepper on top. Woo, that is what I would love to have right there. But that is my go-to breakfast sandwich right there, guys. It's really good. Classic. Yummy goodness. To the tummy goodness. But what is your favorite breakfast to go to? Do you like the gas station biscuits? Do you like to go get a biscuit to a McDonald's or Hardee's? Or what's your favorite go-to breakfast item? I'm not the biggest breakfast eater, to be honest with you. Even though I seem to be more and more these days. Because I'm out and about in the morning having to take a couple of kids to work. But Mighty Burger finally has his own car and his license. So I'm very happy to report that. Mighty Burger's my son. He's my oldest boy. He's working hard. Saved up his money. Finally got his own car. That's awesome. And that was great help to the fam right now. He's in college too. So I'm very proud of him. That's good breakfast right there. I don't care who you are. Bacon is better with anything. Just by itself. I mean, who doesn't like bacon? Raise your hand. All right. Whew. I was just going to ramble on. Hang out with y'all. A little bit of a mukbang. I like the fountain drinks too. This is like $2 for this big old 44-ounce drink. And the place that I go to typically also has, most of your places do have reward points. And so you just put your phone number in or whatever. And I go there so often that I often get discounts on my gas and free drink probably every week, every now and then. That's how often I go by there, that same place. But I like to try the different soda fountain options. And today I noticed they had a lemonade option. A sunshine lemonade option. So I was like, I love lemonade. And I'll be danged if it doesn't taste like it actually has lemon pulp and a soda fountain. That was really good. I prefer ketchup. If you're asking which one I prefer, more ketchup or more mayo, definitely more ketchup. Because I've also done quite a few extensive videos on this channel just trying ketchup on different items and seeing what it would taste like. So what did we try? We did a McFlurry from McDonald's and put ketchup in it. That was actually not bad. It was strange that it wasn't that bad. I put ketchup on cantaloupe, on bananas, on watermelon. That was interesting. And mostly ketchup is all sodium anyway. And I often will crave ketchup for some crazy reason. And I know if I'm craving ketchup or pickles and vinegary type things, I feel like that's when I get dehydrated. I know my body's telling me I'm craving these things. So I'm often getting dehydrated for one reason or another because it's some kind of medication I take. I think makes that happen more often than not. But I definitely prefer ketchup over mayo if I had to pick one. There's a good combination. If you just have a little bit of mayo and a little bit, maybe more ketchup, just kind of a great balance of flavors in my opinion. I mean, what is mayo? I know what mayo is, but what it really tastes like. You know, the perfect tomato sandwich. I also did a video on this. If you're interested in my opinion on the perfect tomato sandwich, it's just you want to spend a little bit more on the right kind of bread. Some really good quality thick bread, big slice. Just a little bit of mayo on the top of that first slice. 2 slices of fresh tomatoes. I love fresh tomatoes from the garden. You want to salt and pepper those tomatoes and then take some ketchup, believe it or not, and put some ketchup on that tomato and then just top it off. No mayo on the second slice, just that bottom slice because you don't want to overdo it. But that salt and pepper brings out the flavor in that tomato. Very simple. But that ketchup, you know, that's what it's made of, right? Tomato blood. That is just, it's so much of an enhancement. That tomato, especially if it's a fresh tomato, not, you know, not frozen or whatever, not a little bit old, a couple days old maybe, but not too old. Just a fresh, juicy tomato, a little bit of salt and pepper, ketchup, super good. That's the best tomato sandwich in my opinion. Of course, you can always go with your BLT. Like I said, everything's better on bacon, right? So BLT, you know, bacon, lettuce, tomato. You can do it the same way I just described the tomato sandwich and just add the bacon and the lettuce. I prefer spinach, actually. I like a good leafy green lettuce instead of the little stringy, the kind of plain Jane kind of stuff that you normally would get. I like a fresh piece of lettuce, a good crispy piece of lettuce, and that's okay. But I like a good leafy, small spinach. Actually, is the best kind of thing for a sandwich too, because it's usually pretty green and leafy and fresh tasting. So spinach is a good substitution, and that's usually what I would go and try actually with some spinach other than a BLT. So it'd be like a BST, so to speak. What is y'all's favorite breakfast item, guys? We're having some lemonade and bacon sandwich. Like I said, just some tomato, the mayo, and the crispy bacon there. It's a perfect combination of cheerfulness. You know what the best part of my morning today is, guys? Hanging out with Dale, of course. Eating this sandwich. But I also get to go back in there and take a nap. I can take about an hour and a half nap before I have to go to work. When you got to get up early to go get something done, it's just better if you can go back to sleep. Hit that alarm clock, go back to sleep. Of course, I tell myself I'd like to be productive. Did they give me a napkin? Nope, they did not. I like to be productive. I'd like to get out there and work in the yard because it's nice and cool. Or do some other chores or record some videos. You gotta keep active, right? I suppose I am doing that right now. Hanging out with y'all. But what's to say how productive one could be when they just want to go back to bed? We've all been there, right? I cannot stay up late like I used to. Getting old. My heart might be in it. I might want to stay up late like I used to back in the day, playing video games or just watching Star Trek Next Generation all night. Whatever it may be. I'm a bit of a writer too. Some of you might not know this about me. I like to write and I like to be creative. And hence why I'm doing the YouTube journey. It's a bit of a creative outlet for me. But I also like to write. I actually have a degree in English, which has helped me develop that love somewhat. But I've had a few ideas here and there over the years. I've actually written a novel. Have I gotten it published? No. But these days you can publish yourself online, actually. I've been considering doing that, considering that avenue. I've had actually several English professor friends read it, help me draft, work on it, editing it. And I feel like from their honest input that they've enjoyed that book. It's called Don't Eat Off the Floor in a Treehouse in the Sky. Yep. That's an interesting title. Set in the 80s in the South. From my perspective, that was the greatest time ever. The 1980s, being a kid in the 1980s, Ghostbusters, Gremlins, Goonies, all those classic 80s movies. Just, the best times. You didn't have cell phones, really. People weren't walking around being zombies on their phones. Certainly didn't have YouTube, but didn't have the internet. If you wanted to find out something, you either asked an old guy sitting playing dominoes at the gas station, because he certainly had his own opinions. You gotta go to the library, check out the microfiche or the Gerdovitz folders if you're doing research. Get a book. You actually had to read it because they weren't digital. Back in the 80s, that was the best time, you can truly get lost and people couldn't find you. They had cell phones. They had payphones that actually worked. When was the last time you ever seen a payphone this day and age on anywhere? First of all, mostly are gone or smashed or destroyed, or they don't work at all. I have yet. I think that's kind of sad. I understand it. I do. It's a cost-effective thing, but it's just sad if you ask me. The day of the cell phone is like the ziggurats of the modern time, where they're just objects that once used to have some kind of significance, now they don't. Excuse me. But the '80s, everybody thinks probably the time they were raised is the best time, but the '80s was the best time. I might be dating myself there. Oh well, that's okay. We're hanging out and chatting, aren't we? So that's all right. But the '80s were the best time, in my opinion. Uh, the movies, just all of them are classics. Yeah, the movies was an actual event. When you went to the movies and you got some popcorn and a drink, and it was an actual event because you didn't get to see it streaming on demand or go online and find it or whatever. If you wanted to go see a movie, you went to the movies, and that was the best thing. Times I've seen them on TV, but it always seemed like a great time. Everyone was nice. Yeah, it definitely was the best time in my opinion. I'm looking back on nostalgia eyes, and it definitely was a time. And it's like any other time, you don't realize it at the time until it's gone. Parachute pants and denim jackets. I had my own mullet went back in the day. I might have to try to find that picture. I had a little bit of a mullet and a denim jacket. I remember my 15th birthday going to town, and I had a picture of that, my mullet, rocking the spiked hair up here, like nobody's business, and the long hair in the back, and your denim jacket. Yes, sir. I even had parachute pants one back in the day. I remember wearing those in grade school. A lot of classic, just nostalgic things. Like I said, you could get lost and people couldn't find you so easily. And, if you wanted to get a hold of someone, you wrote them a letter, or you just called them on the phone, or you just went and seen them. It seems like people were a lot more friendly back then than they are today. There's a lot more things that, people weren't opinionated, and it weren't that they didn't have their own ideas and their own ways of doing things. People just got along better, in my opinion. It just seems like this day and age is too easy to get online and criticize people and, say negative things or share negative things. And, a lot of people are positive too. A lot of people are awesome folks hanging out with me like today. But it's just awful how we can hurt one another without even having to be face to face. It's so negative. But, each generation and each decade has its own appeals and its own negatives, just like any other thing in life. But, it's good to remember things. It's good to sit and pause and think and share and talk and chat and all that stuff. And it's been, oh man, it feels like it's just yesterday, honestly. Hi there. Good morning, cameraman. Cheers to you, my friend. What is your favorite breakfast item? We've been talking about the '80s, and I'm sure you can remember them too. The '80s was a very awesome time. The great movies, the great times, and you can read encyclopedias and you can learn something. This day and age, you want to learn something, everybody goes on their phones. They're like zombie phones, and let's go. Not that that's not a good thing. I like being able to learn new things. I like to sharing social outlets and finding new people, because we would have never met if it weren't for YouTube, or if it weren't for stuff like YouTube. You wouldn't be able to meet and share and interact with people. Chicken legs. Ooh, that's a great. I like chicken legs. And what kind of sauce? Just plain, fried chicken legs, air fried. How do we like them? What do we prefer? I like chicken legs. That's great. Revolver Potato hanging out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you can help us, because we're on our way to 10K. Yes, sir. We've been having a really productive year this year in 2024, and we're at like 9,400 plus. So, we're on our way to 10K. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so today. Hey, that rhymed. I'm having some breakfast while hanging out with you also. Isn't the best, though, how you can just go on a live for 20 minutes and chat, and you get to meet new people. They get to meet you. That's great. My beard, it doesn't take very long at all. I'm gonna shave it off in probably maybe 2 weeks. It'll be just like this again. Yeah, I have a hairy family. There's not one single male on my dad's side that I can think of that was bald in any way. So we turn gray, but we don't turn loose. I guess that's a blessing. And because of this bounty of hair my entire life, I probably have a different perspective than a lot of men who are maybe balding or have that in their future. I always say, they want to spend so much money, so much time, so much effort to worry about their hair. I'm like, I don't care. I definitely agree. I look weirder without a beard, that's for sure. Weird without a beard. I do agree that the beard suits me a lot better than, I think it frames my face a lot better. I look a lot more put together. I agree with that wholeheartedly. That's why I get tired of the beard, and what happens is I want to trim it, and then I can't trim it very well, very efficiently, or so I'll mess it up sometimes, and then I end up shaving it or cutting it down really, just kind of start over. Definitely, I'd rather be gray than be gone, I suppose. But if I lost my hair, I really wouldn't care. It's easy for me to say, right? Well, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I know it's not exciting or groundbreaking content, but I wanted to eat my breakfast, and I thought, why not? I don't do a whole lot of lives. Yeah, I'll get tired of it. And it's the oddest time of the year. Sometimes, you think maybe when it gets colder, you want it to be a little bit longer. But that's the opposite. Usually when it gets colder, I want it all gone. I want to feel that chill on my scalp, so to speak. I do not like long hair. I had it long once upon a time when I was young, even some blonde highlights. That's when I met my wife, actually, some 20 plus years ago. Actually been a lot longer than that. Wow. Anyway, I like short hair, so I always say if I have to brush it, it's too long. I'm not interested in that. Good morning, Glaze Official. Hi, welcome. I hate cutting my own hair. I always mess it up. Yeah, I agree. I don't cut my own hair. I like to get that old barbershop experience. And more of the old barbershops are full of ladies cutting your hair. That's fine. I'm great with that. Mid-40s, so I don't care what I look like. Yeah, that's great when you get old. I'm a lot older than that. And it's great when you get old because you just don't care anymore. You just walk around the house naked and your kids are screaming at you. Your wife could care less, But you know what? I don't care. It's my house, and I'm looking for my underwear, dang it. And it ain't where it's supposed to be, That just happens. But you don't care what people think, and that's the greatest feeling sometimes. I go to the store in my pajamas, and I agree that some people should not go out in such ways. I don't want to see that. Put a little care in your heart, in your life. I get that. I'm with you on that. But sometimes you just run down to the gas station. Why I gotta throw some pants on, I want to wear my pajamas and go on down to the gas station. Why not? They don't care. I have a drink. I have some lemonade here, but I'm not chugging it. This is some Sunshine Lemonade. The gas station got this. This is brand new. And I like a good lemonade. It actually tastes like a fresh made lemonade. It's got pulp in it and everything. I was kind of surprised because it came out of a fountain. And I like trying new things. Yeah, welcome everybody in. So I don't intend to go too much longer. I just wanted to go about 20 minutes this morning and see how it goes. These lives are kind of odd, even they're kind of cheap and easy ways to put content out there. But so you should consider doing some lives, cameraman. I bet you can do some walk around lives where you show some spots off in jolly old England or wherever it is. I forget where exactly you live. But you should consider doing some lives. It's a great way to get some watch hours, by the way. Watch hours, and especially if you're doing vertical like this. you get they actually go on it goes on the short shelf. So if you have a lot more people that come through randomly and give you random views, and occasionally the subscriber too. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you're new visiting, please do think about hitting that subscribe button and hitting that like button. It does help the channel immensely, because I'm on the way to 10K, guys, and we want to get there soon. So like I think I'm at 9,400 plus, like 9,419 this morning, and that's exciting because, you know, on Christmas Day of 2023, which wasn't that long ago, about 6 months now, we have doubled. We were at 4,000 subscribers on Christmas Day in 2023, and now in June we're at 9,419. So that's doubled, more than doubled this past year. And how have I done it? You have to check it out, the other content, and find out. No, I just done it by consistency, and everybody says that, consistency. What does that mean? It's easy for me to make a lot of content because there's a lot of things food-wise, snack-wise, I can review out there. That's kind of why I do this, because I enjoy eating, I enjoy snacking, I enjoy finding new things and sharing new things with y'all. But also do like to do other things. But that's the kind of content I can push out every day, so I try to be consistent. I'm doing like the more vertical videos. Yeah, I love doing the shorts, and the shorts are the best way to get subscribers, to be honest with you. I've been doing shorts, honestly, since before they were a thing, 2019. You know, if you go back and look at a lot of the shorts I've done, probably 1,500 shorts now, or more than that. Over half of my entire content has been shorts, and I always do shorts for my long form videos. I'll do a couple shorts from this live eventually this week, but you know, you can always make shorts because they're kind of quick and easy to do. Big Cheeser from Taco Bell. Yep, I did try it several times actually, and because the first time was a bit of a fail. I tried a lot of things, especially new things. I love to try new things. You should definitely go check that out. But the cheese, it comes apart. It came apart on me, and I tried to get one again, and I tried to buy it separately, and that was a big flaw too. So I swore I was going to do it again eventually, where I can actually hold the tostada in my hand with the cheese actually intact and not falling apart or not in pieces. And yeah. Grandma McFlurry. Yep, that is me. I love to do all these reviews. Like I said, I did a McFlurry with ketchup in it too. And there's a video that I made, a ketchup McFlurry. Yeah, that worked out well for you. That was it a prime you tried? I think you should do that, cameraman. I think you should definitely do more review videos, especially from the perspective, like, you know, I'm a southern fellow down in South Alabama, and you know, that's probably ordinary and boring to me and most people somewhat, but from other people around the world, it's probably interesting. It's probably my perspective would be different, you know, and what kind of stuff is regional or in this area I can share that it is everywhere. And yours is as well, you know, from across the pond, you can share a lot of awesome things that are maybe unique to your culture, your neck of the woods, and that would be a pretty cool thing I would like to see personally. Your Big Macs are tiny. Well, that'd be a good video, you know. I try to eat a Big Mac in a minute, and I did a Big Mac in a minute video several years ago, and then it's my most viral video. It's got over hundreds of thousands of views. It's a short that I did where I tried to eat the Big Mac in a minute, and I ended up puking all over the camera. And somehow that is the most popular video. That was an epic fail. That was probably one of my first big fails in a challenge review type thing that I tried to do. And it failed miserably, and I held that video off. Didn't want to share any fails. I was like, I don't want to share that. So I finally posted it anyway, and that's my most viewed video. It's like 600 plus subs off that one short, and it gets views to this day, every day. It's kind of tapered off a bit these days, but it is crazy that is the most viral video I have tried. I tried the Big Mac in a minute, and I almost got it, but I ended up puking all over the camera. And then I redid it in the McDonald's, I didn't puke this time, and I didn't make it either. There was like a McDonald's employee behind me, and he didn't say anything until after I stopped filming. He's like, "Man, you just ate that really fast," and I said, "Still missed it though." Hello, fluffy bearded man from Burger King. It's not new, but it's really good. Combo from Starbucks. I don't have a Starbucks in this area. I think there might be one like 50 miles away. I don't think I have done that many Starbucks reviews, if any. Honestly, I'm not a big coffee drinker. But yeah, do put it in the comments. I love any kind of suggestions. The rodeo burgers are good, actually. I did a review on one of those, and it really did well, view-wise. It's kind of a little unknown secret there at Burger King that those are still around, and you can get a rodeo burger, and they're really good. So I bet Fluffy Robert has a favorite breakfast item. Greg's Bakeries. Hey, that sounds good to me. Yeah, we have a lot of good things here that are unique to our society and culture. But, McDonald's is McDonald's sometimes. Unless you're in Japan. There's some weird stuff in Japan at McDonald's. Sausage rolls. Ooh, that sounds good. Prepping lettuce. That sounds boring. What's the good thing going on these days, Fluffy Robert at Burger King? We're having our breakfast sandwich. Well, time for me to go take a nap. I'd love to hang out with y'all some more. Meat potato pasties. I'm all for that. Sounds super good to me. What time is it right now over there, cameraman, in your way? It is like 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. or so. Yeah. Cool. Like midday for you then. It's interesting in that how different parts of the world exist in different times. I find it fascinating, actually. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. It's a bit cloudy here, too, in Alabama. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Thanks for chilling while we had a little mukbang hangout. Man, we went 30 minutes. Wow. That's definitely cutting into my nap time. And this old fella needs to sleep. So God bless y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Thanks for chilling and responding and commenting. Don't forget to hit that like button. Leave me a comment in the regular comments. Please do so. Comment on what's your favorite breakfast item. And let me know, guys. Any suggestions are always welcome. Thanks for supporting this channel. Thanks for supporting this fluffy bearded man. And thanks for hanging out, guys. And I'll see y'all next time. God bless y'all.